The simple truth in business is that the top 1% always take the lion's share of opportunities and profits. This is clear in just so many industries. You can see it with Coca-Cola in the soda industry. You can see it with Google in the search industry. And so a question that you should be asking yourself as a designer is, how do you become a top 1% designer? Because doing so enables you to charge much more per project. It allows you to work with much bigger clients that have a lot more trust in your abilities. So if you made the decision, for example, you wanted to work from a tropical island, you could do that and there would be no issue with your client. The crazy thing about high paying clients is they're often actually lower maintenance than other clients that pay less. So what is it that you need to do to become a top 1% designer? So in this video, I'm going to show you the 6 things that I have outlined that will take you from being a standard designer, one that's kind of lost in the crowd of other designers, to one that actually stands out from the crowd and is able to attract very high quality, high paying clients so that you can dictate the terms of how you work and actually start to have the foundation to be able to design your life in the way that you want to.
The first thing that you really need is an understanding of business principles. Most designers basically have a very specific focus on just purely design and aesthetics. And if you're able to broaden your knowledge and not just be about the design and how it looks, but actually what is the influence that this design has on your client? What is the true influence it will have on their bottom line? How will your designs affect the customer's propensity to buy, their gut feeling about the business? How will it affect the actual brand itself? Once you get all this knowledge together and you can start to connect the dots between your designs and the actual outcome for your client, this is really where you take it to a different stage and you can start to become more of a kind of strategic business advisor rather than just someone who's purely offering a design. And with that, you can actually say to the client, well, because I'm giving you this business outcome, you can actually charge them much more. You can raise your rates because you can truly see the connection between what you're doing and how it will actually influence their business. So you might be asking yourself, how do you actually get into this space? Like, how do you actually begin to understand what the business outcomes are? And for me, the number one best way to do this is to start to offer some sort of workshop to your clients, because what that's going to do is it's sort of going to open the door to their business. It's going to give you this insight into how they operate. And if you sit down with a client and have a workshop, it gives you the opportunity to ask them a lot of very specific and pointed questions about the inner workings of their business, the kind of problems and challenges they have, and then fundamentally you'll be able to extract a load of information that actually can give you a bit of an insight into the functionings of your clients' businesses and how you can use design and problem solving to resolve their issues. So in some sense, charging your clients for a workshop is an amazing way for you to become educated in business strategy. And so it's actually hugely beneficial for you. It's almost like a free business course. And every single workshop you do kind of has a new level, a new layer of knowledge that applies to your understanding of business. The second thing you need to be a top 1% designer is to simply have high quality designs. This one's pretty straightforward but cannot be overlooked. And really what you want to be doing is looking around at the industry, trying to find out who are the best designers in your industry and what kind of quality of designs are they outputting. You can see this everywhere. This is the amazing thing about having social media. So you can go online, you can go onto places like Twitter or Dribbble or Pinterest and see who's making the best quality designs, and then try and contrast, compare. What are they doing compared to me? How could I reach this kind of level in terms of just the aesthetic and quality of the designs? Who's getting the most attention at the moment? What kind of trends are there in the industry? If you can get a really clear sense of what the best people are doing and then be able to honestly contrast yourself versus them, this is going to be an amazing way for you to kind of start to bridge that gap. And it can be really helpful just to kind of have someone as a second opinion, someone to look over your work and say, this is where something can be improved. This is where things like coaching or being part of a team or having just kind of designers that you know that you can trust, that you can send your designs to and then get some sort of critical feedback that helps you level up and constantly improve and make that difference. The best way I know to become a high quality designer that is completely free is just to find this high quality work, grab it, put it into your design tool, and then do your best to basically replicate the design. And by doing that, you're going to kind of understand the fundamental principles of what made that design effective by actually recreating it. It's going to be a much better way for you to really learn what those things are than just looking at a design on it in itself. Because you can draw certain understandings of high quality design just from looking at it, but when you rebuild it, that's really where you get to kind of see the matrix, as it were, and see the actual kind of the true different small details and different decisions that were made to make it so effective, like things like spacing, like things like the hierarchy, the color. So yeah, highly recommend you just find some really, really great high quality work, bring it into your design tool of choice, and then recreate it, and then take all the learnings and lessons from that you can then apply to your next client projects. The third thing you need to be a top 1% designer is a professional process. You should be making sure that your process feels seamless from the very beginning right through to the very end. And doing so will basically instill a huge amount of confidence in your client. So the best thing you can do for this is to simply get a pen and paper and start to sketch out what every single step of your process looks like. And then once you've got a kind of list of different steps, just number each of them, try and understand what are the main different kind of chapters of your process, and then put next to it what are the main outcomes of each of those sections and each of those chapters. When you do that, you'll be able to then explain that to the client very clearly and succinctly on that first call, and it will be one of the best assets for you in terms of trying to sell your work to clients, because really the best sales pitch is a very well articulated process. The fourth thing you need to be a top 1% designer is outstanding communications. This means being able to communicate with your client very clearly and very confidently, and be able to answer their questions without any hesitation. And this really comes from experience and practice. I mean, just getting the reps in for a lot of calls with clients and a lot of presentations with clients. If you're able to communicate very effectively and clearly, this is going to really instill a huge amount of confidence in the client. So what you want to make sure you do is that in every single touch point with the client, including sales calls or presenting your work or emails, everything feels like it's been done professionally. The fifth way to become a top 1% designer is to be specialized on one niche industry. In my experience, clients tend to like working with people who have a broad range of skills that they can bring to the table, such as business knowledge and strategic understanding, as well as all of the different design outcomes, and someone who's able to connect the dots between the business understanding and the design outputs, and then apply those to one specific industry. If they understand an industry in depth and can say, they understand the kind of problems that this industry tends to have, they'll be much more appealing to clients. So what you should be doing here is mapping out what specific industry do you apply your skills to. The best way to choose a niche industry is to understand what are your natural interests, and then combine that with an industry that is growing and has potential opportunities. This is going to make your life so much easier when it comes to finding clients. And then finally, an industry that matches well with your design style, because your design style needs to be quite appropriate for the industry and kind of what is sought after by the clients in that space. Final thing you need to be a top 1% designer is proof of credibility, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to showcase what you can do to clients. And for me, the best way to do that is to have a very, very high quality portfolio. Your portfolio should do a lot of things. It should showcase your work. It should showcase your proof of credibility, such as testimonials or logos of clients you've worked with, or even logos of places where your work has appeared. And the portfolio itself needs to be designed in a way that is breaking the mold, and not just a simple kind of, I'm a designer and then here's all my work and that's it. You need to do something that's a little bit different, and there's just so many ways to do that now with tools like Webflow and Framer that you can actually create really beautifully designed custom websites that showcase your design abilities just in the portfolio itself. And when you get these 6 different things right in your business, this is really where you're going to see you kind of rise up above the rest and showcase yourself as a top 1% designer. And as I say, the benefits of doing this are so numerous, and it really is the best when you're at the top. And this really does allow you to design your business and your life in the way that you want to. Now, if it's your dream to run a one-person design business, there are a couple free tools I'm excited to share with you. First is my brand discovery survey. This is what I send to my clients at the beginning of any engagement. This is an amazing way to kick off projects as it extracts all relevant information about your client. You can get your copy of the exact one I use for free using the link in the description. The second is the Freedom Roadmap. This is a step-by-step guide I absolutely loved putting together. It's basically an actionable guide that will help you run a one-person design business no matter what stage you're at. So if you want to find out where you are on the journey to freedom, there's also a link in the description to download that for free. Finally, if you're interested in getting coaching from myself, I do have a 3-month program that fast-tracks you to becoming a top 1% designer. During these 3 months, I will personally help you find and close high-paying clients, improve your design skills, create a killer portfolio, and fundamentally help you set up a one-person design business that enables you to design your ideal life. If you'd like to apply for the coaching program, just complete the form linked in my description. And please note that I only take on people that I'm sure I can help. If you're a great fit, then I look forward to speaking with you very soon. And if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Cheers and have a superb day.